Bob from Pike Road must be happy today since Kalen DeBoer and this Alabama staff finally landed an offensive lineman perspective, the number one offensive lineman out of the state of Ohio. But is he any good? Why isn't Ohio State recruiting this guy? What's going on today here with Longshore and McKnight?
Is that the lead? John's gotten into this now. Evidently, the big story across the nation is Alabama gets an offensive line recruit.
Bob's
and I got to play off of that? Who gets
Bob's
to?
got to be happy.
Yeah, well, I guess so.
That's Barry, that's the first thing I thought about. Bob's got to be happy about this. Number one offensive lineman out of Ohio. And Bama 247 discussing 6 offensive line targets in the 2028 cycle following the commitment of the number one offensive lineman in Ohio, Anthony Blaylock Jr.
I was wondering if he was going to ever get to the kid's name or anything.
Well, right, hey, I don't know if I remember him or, keep him in your head too long. Ohio, number one, 2028.
Play good high school football in Ohio, one of the top 10 states in the country for producing high school talent. Yeah. All right, I got to play off of that. High school offensive lineman commits to Alabama. Here we go. Whew. All right. Now Bob is going to be like John is in terms of the college football playoff. He's going to want another immediately.
Yeah.
Ooh. We're at 8 teams. Man, we got to get to 12. John, we haven't even started the 8-team playoff. It doesn't matter. Yeah, let's get 12. Can we at least have one playoff cycle with 8 teams after you continue telling everybody, I'm okay with 8. I'm okay with 8. As soon as we get to 8, before we even play 8, oh, man, we need 12. 12 is right. I don't want 16. 12. I don't want 16. That's too, I'm feeling 12. As soon as we get to 12, boop, yep, here we go. That's what Bob's doing right now. He's saying that's great. Offensive lineman, Anthony Blaylock Jr. From Ohio. Okay, give me another one. We want another one. We want 3, maybe 4. Let's get that.
I think it's only fair. A couple of things. I definitely don't want a 24-team playoff. I'm on record as saying that. If they want to go to 16, don't really have a problem. 24, way too much. But in all fairness, Barry, I think in the years that we've been together, you might have heard me, make a statement similar to, he's driving through 6 states to get here. Did his hometown state not think he was any good? What's going on here? Something smells. I don't get it. Is Ohio State so loaded with offensive linemen they don't need the number one offensive lineman in their own state? I think you've heard me say something similar to that about other players going to other schools.
That is so 1988 of you. That's such provincial thinking. And of course, he's also said Alabama and Auburn need to go outside of their area. When they do, it's like, I don't know.
No, I don't. In Alabama's
it's provincial thinking in that.
Good record in doing that.
Back in the day that John's familiar with and that John wishes we never would have left that era, you went out, you got Schnellenberger in a car and sent him to Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. Or you got, I'm trying to think of all of the Alabama guys that John Horizon, Clem Greiska or Dude Hennessy or somebody with a funny name will go to recruit out of North Carolina and bring in Jerry Duncan or something like that. You'd get in the car, you'd go visit the mama, you'd eat her chitlins or eat her coffee cake and come back. And I think in Namath's case, Schnellenberger brought him back with him.
I think so. Yeah.
That was then. This is now. Now it's Zoom calls and texting, calling the kid calling you, hey, we'd love to have you down here. Let me give you a video of our practice facility. Let me give you a picture of that check that we're willing to give to you, and then, okay, I'll text you right back. Can you come to one of our camps? Sure. I'll come to one of your camps. Hey, that kid looks pretty good in camp. Let's sign him. It ain't like it used to be in recruiting where, all right, today let's go get in the Hummer and let's go to Mobile, go to Pensacola, let's go to Dothan, and then we might be able to hit Montgomery depending on how things go. And, just hit up the high schools there. That's important still.
Yeah.
But to say, Ohio, he has to drive past this and drive past that. Yeah, that's one time. Then he's there. And then at the end of the year, he drives back. That's all there is.
6'5", 305-pounder, Youngstown, Ohio. I think it's in the Youngstown State. Is that where they're from? Youngstown, Ohio? It sounds sounds like it would be. Number one offensive lineman in Ohio.
There's a lot of good offensive linemen in Ohio.
But there's only one number one.
Yes. Well, he's number one now.
Yeah.
Maybe yesterday he was number 3, before the commitment.
This is for the 2028 cycle, so that'll be a year from February.
Now you done gone pulled the rug out from under Bob's feet. He's like, oh, okay, we're going to get him in 2027. That's going to be great. We need to stockpile these linemen. I know we can't get them for this year anymore, but we can get them for next year. And it ain't even for next year?
No,
this kid's a junior?
Yeah, they're working ahead, Barry. They're only going to sign, 12 to 15 this year. People are going crazy. What's happening here? I guess stockpiled full of talent.
Man,
so they're working on the 28 and beyond. I don't know if Ralph Michaels has odds on this. I'm going to see if he can maybe work something out for us. What are the odds this kid ends up in Tuscaloosa? Just spitballing. I mean, is it 50-50? Is it 75% he ends up to 100%? I mean, number one offensive lineman in the state of Ohio. Huh.
Yeah. Brandon Myrie is from he was from Pittsburgh.
Well, like you said about Howard Schnellenberger and all that, I think we can say the same thing. That was back when Nick Saban was doing it. It's a little bit different now. 5 years ago,
which is why
10
Nick
years
Saban's
ago,
not doing it anymore.
Little bit different. I'm just keep an eye on this young man and see what happens in the next 18 months.
Quite frankly, I think this is very unfair of you. I think you're being unfair. Number one, what's he doing so far away? Meanwhile, John would always say, they need to go out and get him. Number two, you're telling Bob from Pike Road, who thinks that Alabama needs to sign about 20 offensive and defensive linemen.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, got a recruit, got guy committed. Number one offensive lineman in Ohio. Bob's like, can we get him for next year? I wonder if he can start next year, like Caden Proctor did as a freshman, and all that. Oh, he's 2028. Kid this year's going to be a junior. He's not even started his junior year, and John throws it out there like, oh, big news. Let's open the show with an upcoming junior instead of a missed opportunity.
Similar to the quarterback we talked about yesterday. He will be playing his senior year this fall.
I like this, too. Chris the Bammer says he may reclassify.
Yeah, way off sides, Jeff. I think this makes a great point, too. I think this is something that applies to every school.
Yeah.
50-50 till he signs the paper.
It's the same thing with marriage proposals.
All this giddiness, all this yippee, all this, it's unbelievable. Our recruiting is going fantastic. Is it?
Why would it not be?
Are they there yet? Have they signed anything? I mean, I know it's the doldrums of summer and you got to do something to stimulate your fan base. Woo, we just signed this guy. We got a commitment from this guy. It's great. Okay, well, let me know when he signs the paper and let me know when he's playing so I can really focus on him and see if he's cut out to be everything that we were led to believe he was.
Oh, I like that. Led to believe.
Yeah.
Led to believe. Like, believe this, believe this. You don't believe any of it.
Got to believe
John, actually, he's getting worked up. He must have, because he's already gotten 2 yippies and a woohoo or something like that into this whole thing. What John fails to acknowledge.
Yeah.
All right. Who knows? I don't know this kid. I've never heard of Anthony Blaylock until 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, not until my phone started buzzing yesterday. I'd never heard of the guy.
But will he sign? Is this good? I don't know. you know what? There are other guys committed at other places that when it comes right down to it, they may sign with Alabama.
Good. Like, they sure could.
Hey, they ain't all just going. They ain't all, Ty Haywood last year was committed to Bama forever, and then he signed with Michigan on signing day after having never set foot on the Michigan campus. LOL. See, the superfluous LOL doesn't mean anything. That's like when people begin a text by saying, so. Why put so? It's a text, Yeah. LOL. Jeff wasn't LOLing when he did that. When Ty Haywood broke his commitment to Alabama and signed with Michigan, Jeff was not laughing out loud. LOL.
He might have been, knowing that the kid, this kid's overrated. We don't need him anyway. Let Michigan have him. So what? Well, laugh out loud.
And then, he was probably LOLing pretty hard when their coach got fired in the middle of the year for messing around physically with another woman. And I'm not talking about romantically. I'm talking about hitting her. And now their athletic director's going. Jeff is saying, serves you right.
Trouble in Ann Arbor. Tough times up there. But,
Jeff acknowledges I was not LOLing that day.
It's better than a stick in the eye. At least they're committed. At least we got that going for us. Now we got to make sure we seal the deal and make sure the sign's on the dotted line. But as of right now, man, we're in good shape. That's kind of like, you think that loan's going to go through?
50-50.
We're committed to it. Until we get all the documentation, dot all the I's, put the decimal points in the right spot and get you to sign it and get the big wig in the corner office to sign off. But right now, we're committed to you. But
so
I wouldn't be buying any furniture for that home just yet, but we're working on it.
Anthony Blaylock Jr.
Anthony Blaylock Jr.
Anthony Blaylock Jr., who is in the summer before his junior year in high school.
Correct.
How many sophomores in the world do you know that would lead off a sports program like ours instead of the home run derby, instead of the All-Star game tonight, instead of the World Cup this afternoon?
It's a 2-hour show.
We've got, unfortunately, during that 2-hour show, I don't think we're going to have another Phantom's Daily Dog, although,
we could.
An opportunity was missed yesterday when the Phoenix Mercury got in under the 11.5 in a loss to the whatever Lynx, the
LA Lynx.
The Minnesota Lynx.
Minnesota Lynx. Stay with us, folks.
Minnesota Lynx win by 4. They were laying 11.5.
Ooh.
And the Atlanta Dream allowed the LA Sparks to get in under the 9.5. The Dream end up winning it by 9.
Yeah.
Phantom could have gone WNBA yesterday if he went out with either of the dogs. Well, John says the league's full of dogs, but the underdogs yesterday, that could have been a winner. But no. That happens sometimes.
Well, we told you yesterday, you don't have to play every day. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Local man wants you to play every day, but smart handicappers, no, you don't have to play every day, nor do you have to play every game on the sheet.
Well,
but I did think of Bob from Pike Road, number 1 offensive lineman from Ohio, commits to the Tide. Seems to be more in the pipeline. Talk about Kalen DeBoer and this staff. They're working the offensive lineman for 2028.
Stay with us, people. Stay with us, folks.
Yeah, feeling pretty good about their 2027 class. More on that in a moment.
Can we get to this before Chris the Bammer wets himself? Chris is our online chat room producer.
Yeah.
Go to a break.
Yeah.
Move along. He wants us to talk about Gabe Gross like right now. Okay, Gabe Gross. Gabe Gross reassignment. No,
or number 22 is a football player, I believe.
Yeah, Gabe Gross reassignment. Gabe Gross.
Yeah. Well,
Gabe Gross reassignment. Now, Gabe Gross, he is still a male. That's not the reassignment he's talking about.
True. From what I understand, Barry, Auburn fans weren't real happy about his coaching ability when the bats went when the bats
quiet.
got quiet, they blamed Gabe Gross. I find this interesting. Well, let's go to a break because I did want to talk about this a little bit today.
Yeah,
I find some similarities in Gabe Gross's new role to a former Auburn legend.
Isn't Gabe Gross a former Auburn legend? I think so.
Not at the level of this guy.
That's coming up in just a moment. All of you upcoming high school juniors, your opportunity is before you. You now have the chance.
Now, won't this kid be a senior?
The program.
Won't he be playing in his senior season and then he'll sign in February of 28?
Let's see. He'll play in 27. He's in the class of 20. He's in the recruiting class of 28 or the signing class of 20. Yep, the signing class of 28. Okay, which means he would be a senior this year and be at Alabama in 20.
Yeah, and sign in 28.
Yeah, so he's got senior year 2026. That's this year coming up. Hadn't started that. He's got, junior year 2026, senior year 2027, goes to Alabama in 2028. So he's an upcoming junior because 2026.
A lot can happen between now and then.
Yeah. People can get, after a suspect summer before your junior year, you can get admitted to the University of Alabama.
Yeah. Well, what if he falls from number 1 to like number 7 in Ohio? They still interested?
Yeah. What happens if he has a sucky junior year?
Yeah.
Do they still hold on? He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market at 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery has the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of America. I'm talking red snapper and grouper, all sizes of Gulf shrimp, jumbo lump crab meat and crab claws, Louisiana Bay oysters, and New Bedford scallops. They are a full-service seafood market and kitchen serving po' boys, dinners, and sandwiches. You know, many well-known restaurants in the river region purchase their seafood from the Destin Connection because they know it's the absolute best. Call ahead and your order will be ready for pickup. The Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call 288-4272. That's 288-4272.
Budweiser and take a knee. It is the best time of the year. It's baseball season. That means sunshine. It means behind-the-back peanut tosses. And it means sharing some cold, frosty Budweisers with your boys. Because there's nothing more American than watching America's game with America's beer. So let me ask you something. Are you ready to bring your A game? Are you ready to cheer every frozen rope down the line and amazing catch at the warning track? Are you ready for pitcher's duels and slugfests? Tell me, are you ready for the thrill of an incredible walk-off victory? I can't hear you. Are you ready for Budweiser and baseball? Then get on your feet, raise an ice-cold Bud, and let's make this season larger than life. Great times are waiting. Get some Bud!
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Big news for Central Alabama travelers. Getting to Texas just got easier. You can now fly nonstop from Montgomery to Houston with United Airlines. No long drives, no layovers, just smooth direct travel from your hometown airport. Whether it's business or a weekend getaway, Houston is now just one flight away. Spend more time there and less time getting there. Fly nonstop to Houston. Fly MGM, where travel feels easy. Book your trip today at flymgm.com.
Okay, about 19 minutes past the hour here on this Tuesday. Brian Matthews, auburnsports.com, in about 10 minutes or so. Travis not going to join us today. Had something come up. No sweat, no problem. Those things happen during the summer months.
Yep.
We'll check in with Travis again next week. Hey, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. You'll always get instant notifications of what's going on with Longshore and McKnight. You can check us out live every weekday from 7 until 9. Most people consume us on their schedule, which is the beauty of this format. Check it out anytime. Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, X, Instagram, iTunes, you name it. We're there. Watch, listen, run it through your Bluetooth, whatever's the most convenient. We really appreciate it. But hit that like button. hit that subscribe button. Longshore and McKnight.
Quick one from
Jay wants to know how are you a former legend?
He said, Jay, great guy, Auburn guy. He says, how do you become a former legend? If you're a legend, do you not keep that status unless you're like O.J. Simpson or something? Yeah. O.J. is no longer with us. And they have a new stadium up in Buffalo. And they're having a Bills Ring of Honor.
Yep.
But they ain't putting O.J. up there.
No, they're not.
No, he is not a legend anymore.
I guess, when
they
you
had some
pass
people
away,
say, oh, you got to put O.J. He's like the greatest Bill of them all. They ain't putting O.J.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
I guess, even if you pass away, you still are a legend. In my mind, Barry, this person is definitely a legend.
But not a former legend. John said former legend, like he used to be a legend, but he's not a legend. No.
He is a legend emeritus or a legend when you when you honor someone after like when you get in the Hall of Fame, but you've already passed away, you're honored.
Posthumously.
Yes. This person falls into that category.
That's Coach Dye. He's talking about Coach Dye.
Yes.
Normally, whenever he does something like that, he's talking about Coach Dye.
Yes. Patrick Fain Dye.
Gabe Gross.
Yes.
I know Gabe. I've introduced Gabe at a banquet before. I've spent a little bit of time around Gabe Gross. He's from Dothan. He is the son of Lee Gross, who was an Auburn player way back when.
Yeah.
And so he's a legacy legend. I don't know if Lee Gross was a legend, but he's a great guy. Gabe came to Auburn as a quarterback and a baseball player. And because of extenuating circumstances, I think that was that brutal year in 1998 we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He had to start several games as a true freshman at quarterback. And he got the snot knocked out of him. John's right. He did wear number 22.
Number 22. Because I don't believe he was a quarterback, or maybe he was honoring somebody wearing that number. I can't remember what that was all about.
I know the story there. And John likes a quarterback. Heath Schuler, John
Hadel.
I was gonna lay out and give John that because John loves John Hadel, and some of those guys. Lee Gross, Gabe's dad, was number 55. He was a center at Auburn.
Oh,
Gabe just turned the number over.
There you have it.
He became number 22. Anyway, he was a pretty good quarterback on a very bad team, but he was a really good baseball player. He was a freshman All-American. And the story goes in summer after his freshman year of baseball, when he was a freshman All-American, they were having summer workouts, and an Auburn fullback named Heath Evans, who later played many years in the NFL, they were coming out. And he said, man, they're saying over that, sweaty and everything going back. He said, man, some of them are saying that you were a freshman All-American in baseball. And Gabe says, yeah, I was fortunate. He says, what are you doing out here, man? The inference being, there ain't no way in the world you're going to be an All-American out here. You ought to. And so, Gabe ultimately gave up football and he played baseball and he played in the major leagues for the Tampa Bay Rays, among others, for many years. Then he came back to Auburn, got his degree, was a student teacher, worked some games on ESPN Plus and the SEC Network and as a color analyst. And 11 years ago, he became the hitting coach. Oh, he became an assistant coach at Auburn. 9 years ago, he became the hitting coach. 9 years. And, like I said, I've talked to Gabe. He's got, happily married daughters and all that kind of stuff. And yesterday, it was announced that he was stepping away from his coaching duties and was moving to a role within the athletic department as a special assistant for athletic engagement, fundraising.
Gross will assist with fundraising efforts and appear on Auburn baseball, radio, and television broadcast, among other duties.
Yes.
When I read that, I went, that sounds very similar to a former Auburn employee. I'll put it that way. Always a legend. Patrick Fain Dye.
Yep.
He assisted in fundraising. Don't know how much he raised. And he appeared on Auburn football radio and television broadcasts from time to time as well.
Where he once on a pregame radio broadcast said he doesn't like Steve Savarese because he sends all his players to Alabama.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember hearing that. Yeah, that was good. And I thought, how do I get that position? I'd like to be an assistant with fundraising efforts. Get on the radio and TV from time to time.
The only red flag in that, and I think it's legitimate, Gabe could raise a lot of money. The only red flag is that what John's reading from is Jason Caldwell's article at auburnundercover.com is, if he's an assistant, if he's like an assistant AD or an assistant director, I get that, but they call him a special assistant.
Special, yeah.
Which means that, I don't know, the inference is that he shows up when he wants, he doesn't have really anything to do until they send him off on a project. Hey, why don't you go up to Birmingham and schmooze some of the people up there and, eat dinner with them and come back? And a special assistant. That title always brings up something like that. I think it's legit. I don't think it's legit that they kind of kicked him upstairs because they didn't think he was doing a very good job as a hitting coach. Ooh. They didn't hit they had a swoon in the middle of the year with the bats. Yeah. And they had a swoon, unfortunately, in the Super Regional that they hosted against Ole Miss.
Darn,
and lost that series.
Yeah.
But to me, it reminds me a little bit of Tim Hudson, who spent a little bit of time as the Auburn pitching coach after a terrific, long major league career with the Athletics and with the Braves and da-da-da. Gabe made a lot of money in the major leagues. Gabe's all right financially with his pension and with his long major league career with the big salaries and all that kind of stuff. Same thing with Tim Hudson. Hudson ain't making his money and feathering his nest egg as a pitching coach in college baseball. So after a little while, especially nowadays, when, you're scrambling all over the place. Guys are transferring out. You're trying to keep them from re-recruiting guys. You're recruiting new guys. You're checking the portal. You're trying to coach, but you've also got this and you've got to do that. Football, baseball, basketball, it's all the same. He's got a family and all that. He's already made all his money. So now he's just saying, all right, enough of this. I have had a full dose of this, 11 years of this.
I'm stepping away, or, Gabe, maybe it might be a good idea if we make you a special assistant to fundraising. You catch my drift?
It would be, he would be good at that. Super guy.
I'm not saying he wouldn't be.
He would be
Obviously
good.
Wasn't good as a hitting coach. So they had to kind of gently nudge him up to some cushy little golden parachute soft landing spot. You know what? Just get on the radio broadcast from time to time. If you can make it down, we'll tell Andy you're coming. He'll know. It won't surprise him. And, if you can pick up the phone a couple of times a week and schmooze some people and get some money out of them, go for it. Sounds good to me. I'm all in. Okay. Stepping away. I like that. He's stepping away. Is he getting pushed away or did he step away? Heath Evans, you mentioned that name.
Yes. That's the story. That's the story as I heard it. I was covering all.
Did he get in a little trouble? I want to say that name rings a bell. Why do I think? I know he did some stuff for the NFL Network.
Look, I helped you out with posthumous.
Yeah,
I helped you. You're gonna have to work some of this stuff out on your own.
Yeah, I'll have to Google it and see what's going on.
Yeah. Okay.
There's
an Ob who might gotten in trouble. Let me go do some research on that.
Yeah. I hadn't heard that in a while.
Now, I disagree that he wasn't any good as a hitting coach.
Now, Barry, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't know. That's just what I heard through the grapevine from my Auburn people. This guy can't coach.
I'd be the first one to tell you. Yeah, believe me. But absolutely super great guy. And he will be good in this role. That John says, cushy little job, get kicked upstairs, whatever. No, Bill, Gabe Gross is not going to start planting Japanese maples. At least I don't think so. He might have gotten a good deal a few years back or something. So when we come back, we'll get some clarification. Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com will join us. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
This summer, Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air is on a Jurassic hunt for the oldest HVAC systems and water heaters in town. If your system is a fossil, now's your chance. Replace it between June 1st and July 31st, and you could win big. We're giving $2,500 back for the oldest HVAC systems and $1,000 back for the oldest water heater. Even if you don't win, you still score major savings on your new HVAC system, water heater, generator, and or garage door. Don't let your systems go extinct. Call Dixie, and it's done.
Okay, welcome back in, everybody. Bottom of the hour, about 29 minutes to the top here on this Tuesday. Brian Matthews, auburnsports.com, joining us here in our City of Montgomery guest hotline. Brian, hope you're doing well.
I'm doing great, guys. How are y'all?
Doing really well. Wondering about whether there's a backstory about the reassignment of Gabe Gross from the baseball team upstairs, Brian.
I mean, I think there is kind of. I think Auburn's hitting this season was kind of the area maybe where they underachieved a little bit, and I don't want to say that's all Gabe Gross's fault or anything. It just the way it was, and I think Butch wanted to energize that part of the team with so many good players coming back, and I also think from talking to people that Gabe was in a position where he's got a young family still. There are a lot of requirements to be away from home when you're a college baseball coach, whether it's recruiting, whether it's going away on the weekend for a series, what have you. So I think being able to take a position in the athletic department where he is home more often and can spend more time with his family is a bonus for him too. So I think it kind of worked out for both in a lot of ways.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I get it. I mean, we've seen it with other athletes that, hey, I got to spend time with my family, with my children. I certainly get it. And, been there, done that. So I tip my cap to him for that. I'm sure it's kind of tough to step away from a game that you love and you've been around for such a long time, but still going to be a part of the program and can spend time with his family. I think he's got 2 children that maybe are in high school, maybe 2 or 3 more years with them before they head off to college.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't think they're quite that old yet, but yes, he does have two kids, and been married a while to a young woman he met at Auburn when he was a student there. So yeah, Auburn through and through, of course. And for those who don't, maybe a little bit younger, Gabe played both baseball and football at Auburn, right? Was an All-American baseball player, drafted in the first round, played in the Major League Baseball for 7 years, and then came back and has been either a broadcaster or a coach for Auburn for the past, 9 years at Auburn as a full-time coach, but done some other things too.
Quantify this. Gabe Gross, Auburn legend? I think so. I mean, like I said, I know Gabe. I've introduced him at banquets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Great guy, great story,
Yes.
All-American, right? I mean, that's put your name on the sidewalk legendary, right?
Yeah, I think that's right. That absolutely, yes. And a terrific person too, right? I mean, just if you have a young son or daughter and he was coaching them, you'd be so proud to have him as a mentor. I just think he's a terrific human being, along with one of the greatest baseball players in the history of Auburn athletics for sure.
All right. He was a freshman quarterback, played number 22, played under Bowden. Was that 98? Was that, I think it was, because whatever team that was has been deemed as one of the worst teams.
Yeah. But I think we talked about this before in the I was there for that Iron Bowl, and I think he had Auburn up 17-0, right?
That's right.
Yeah. And then I think there's some cheating going on. I forget exactly what happened, but it just did turn out Auburn's way there in the end. So.
Darn the luck. Shit.
And then the next year, I think Coach Tubbs came in, right? I think they still wanted him to stick around, but I think football. But I think he really made the right decision to choose baseball there and continue his career.
Yeah, I think so too, and that's where he made his money. I mean, he's not living to paycheck after what he's making on every monthly check from being a hitting coach. So that probably.
How many years was he in Major League Baseball, Barry?
7.
I think it was
7.
Wow.
Wow. I never thought that.
7 years.
Pretty impressive.
All right. One more thing about this before we move on. The Major League Baseball draft is concluded. Auburn was well represented in there, Brian. Anything in there noteworthy to pass along?
I think from the player side, 7 players drafted, 5 in the top 10 rounds for the second year in a row, which is a program record for Auburn, which is just speaks to the talent that Bush Thompson and Gabe and that staff has brought in over the last several years. And the other thing I think people are more interested in is, their top 3 signees got drafted. And that's after 2 years of getting basically all their signees in. And so, they rolled the dice and it came out good, the last 2 years, and then did not necessarily this year. But still got about a dozen players from that class coming in, some talented players. And I think they will work this week on getting a couple of guys in for visits and adding a couple of guys from either the portal or junior college or just, some guys they feel like can immediately help them, especially a big right-handed bat, maybe middle of the order type kids. So we'll see what they come up with here in the coming days and see if they can add a little bit more to the roster for next year.
I'll move on to football.
Okay.
Next week in Tampa, SEC Football Media Day is going to be a lot of talk. We've talked to some analyst out there, had Phil Steele on with us last week. I just get the sense, and maybe this is the feeling at auburnsports.com and everybody else that covers Auburn. It's almost like a wait and see kind of thing. Nobody really is wanting to kind of go out there and go, let me tell you, this team's going to be totally different. 10 wins, no doubt about it. I really feel good about it. Everybody just, I think they can win 8. I think they'll be better than they have been in the years past. I like what Golis just put together. Do you get that same feeling, Brian, that it's just, I kind of feel a sense that things are heading in the right way, but I'm not real ready just yet to say, this is a 9-10 win team.
That's exactly the feeling I have. Absolutely. And I definitely don't think it's a 9 or 10 win team at all. Maybe they will be, but that would take some surprising results there. But I do think when you're a program like Auburn, which has been through 5, consecutive losing seasons, I just think it changes your mindset a little bit on what your expectations and hopes are. I'm sure some fans are going into the season, we're going to win 9 or 10 games like all fans do everywhere. But I think a lot of Auburn people have, been through a lot this past 5 years, continue to support the team in a lot of ways, showing up and spending a lot of money, giving a lot of money, and have not had the return on that investment either, emotionally or in the pocketbook. So, I think there is that attitude. I would imagine if you go back to Alabama, in the mid-90s to the mid-2000s, right, there's probably the same type attitude there before Saban showed up in a lot of ways, right? I don't think it was ever as bad as it was at Auburn, but there was so much coaching turnover and controversies and stuff. I think it wears on you, and I think Auburn's had that same thing happen to them.
A lot of infighting, a lot of you bring that up, Brian. I'm thinking here, that was.
You remember? Remember. Gosh, it was so much fun.
The trio of Mikes. The Dubos, Price, Shula. Oh boy, jeez.
Strippers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you have to bring that up today? Things are going on so well today.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to ask you about recruiting. Of course, Brian is with AuburnSports.com, and the Rivals recruiting rankings currently, as of this morning, have Auburn at number 12 after getting this the commitment. I guess James Branch is Branch a 2027 or is he a 2028? Would he impact the kid, the safety from Maryland? Would he impact this at all?
Yes. Yeah, he was Auburn's 26 commitment in the 27 class.
Okay.
He is a big safety, 6'3", 210. He can run really well, but I would call him more of an athlete right now and a guy who's probably going to take a year or two to develop. But I think Auburn has done an amazing job recruiting. It's not what I expected out of the gate from Golish and staff as far as the numbers and the quality. And I think this helps out in a lot of ways. It gives them the safety net, right? Because we know that teams will come after commitments and there'll be some back and forth as we go along. But when you got 26 commitments, you feel really good about where you're going to be, a few months from now when it comes time to sign. And it also gives them a lot of opportunities now to recruit the 27 and 28 classes, right? And a lot of times coaches come in and they're behind right away, right, and have to catch up. And I just don't feel like Alex Golish and his staff feel like they're in that position right now. I feel like they're in really good position to continue to recruit well going forward.
The opportunity, is it still there to move up in the rankings even more? Or, with 26 commits, are they about done? Will there be upward movement like in the next little while?
That'll be interesting to see because, I think as this fall goes on, right, players can step up and, maybe in the position they're in now where they don't have to still sign 10 or 12 more players, they can focus on one or two. I think that's possible. But I don't know of anybody particularly they're going after that's a highly rated kid.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably going to be similar, but I do think there's going to be some give and take, right? I just think that's part of recruiting now. Somebody's going to get desperate come late November and offer a kid that's committed to Auburn, more money to come flip, and then Auburn may do the same to somebody other school out there. So I still think there'll be some drama there, but I think it's probably going to be pretty settled here for the next 3 or so months.
Okay.
Yeah, Barry and I were talking about that earlier this morning. Alabama gets a commitment from some kid in Ohio, an offensive lineman, and a lot of comments on our chat, River Region Straw chat line. And somebody said, it's 50-50. Is that the feel with a lot of these guys? I mean, particularly kids that are, a couple of years down the road. I mean, how confident can you really feel?
Maybe a little less confident just because it can come down to just one issue for a lot of these kids, right? And but it really, over my 26 plus years, 30 years covering recruiting, I don't necessarily see that many more flips now than we did back in the day, right? It happened back then too.
Yeah.
So I don't see that much difference, right? It's just for a different reason now. Not necessarily a different reason, if you know what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of schools in this area of the country played the game, but that game was a lot less expensive than it is now, a lot less, right?
Yeah.
You could give a kid, 25,000 and you were, you had that thing done, wrapped up, right, under the table, and now you got to pay, $500,000 or $1 million over the table, and you may not have it wrapped up. So
just to get to the table. Yeah.
To the table.
The ante just to be able to get there. Yeah, that's for sure. Brian, any favorites, any clear-cut favorites in the World Cup now? Now that we know, John likens this to a 12-team playoff or an NCAA basketball tournament. Yeah, you got the Maryland, Baltimore counties, and you got the Murray States, the Bosnia and Herzegovinas of the world out. Now you got the big boys. What do you think?
I think France has been the best team so far in the World Cup, and that's going to be a great game between them and Spain. That's two of the most talented teams left, and they're going at it later today. And then the other semifinal, which will be tomorrow, England and Argentina has incredible history. Both teams really talented. You can go back to, I guess it's 84, 82, Hand of God, Diego Maradona. Mexico City, I believe, right? That's one of the more famous goals in the history of world soccer. And they played a bunch of times, had a bunch of meaningful outcomes, over the decades and years. So, yeah, I'm excited for these two semifinals. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. England and Argentina in Atlanta, where this may not make the telecast, but just a couple of hours southwest of Atlanta, Messi has scored a goal, so he's had success.
Right. Well, Auburn made. Absolutely.
There you go.
Hashtag Auburn made. Yeah.
You got to put that in there. There's got to be a billboard about that somewhere.
Yeah, and think about that. Wow. Brian, let's play a little guessing game here. Who will Auburn send to Tampa to represent the football team next week?
Byron, this is pure guesses. I don't know yet. Byron Brown, Xavier Atkins, maybe Cole. I don't know if they want another transfer though.
McPherson.
It's tough to pick that third guy. You figure they're taking the quarterback. You figure they're taking their best defensive player, and they're going to take some guy as a real leader. And Cole Best is definitely one of those guys, but he is another transfer. So I guess that's my guess for now. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, boy, if that is part of all of the media relations people's mindset, well, we can't take this guy because he's a transfer. Boy, in this day and age, that limits a whole lot of people.
That some teams don't have a choice, right? I mean, they almost have to roll over their entire roster. It's crazy.
Yeah.
As long as they don't take a punter. If they take a punter, that's a bad sign. You don't take a punter to media days. Snapper, punter. Whew, some school did that years ago. I think it was Arkansas. I looked at Bear and said, they're not going to be any good this year.
And they weren't.
I will be there. Looking forward to you guys. Going to be down there too?
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
We'll be down there. Absolutely.
Come see us.
We'll hit the bars and we turn it up really good while we're down there.
Hey, you're not the only one out that expense account, Brian. Just come on over. We're maxing it out. Yeah.
Awesome.
You got a lot of you guys coming over there too. AuburnSports.com covering all that. What else is on the hopper?
I think I'm the only one going to Tampa, but we will have tons of coverage of other stuff. We got basketball practice that has already started.
Oh, yeah.
We got football recruiting still going on, even though it's a dead period. We got the baseball, draft just ended. Plus, we still have the portal going on there, and we're rolling out all our previews for football. I'm doing a season preview and position preview each week, kind of back and forth there. So all that more AuburnSports.com. You can follow me on Twitter /X at BMattAU.
Yep. Awesome. Always good stuff, Brian.
Yep.
Matthews,
we'll see you next week.
AuburnSports.com.
Appreciate
you. Yep. Thanks so much.
All right, y'all take care.
Yeah, Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com, joining us here today. He does each and every Tuesday. Get him on while we're down in Tampa, along with a lot of other people that we'll have on the program. Looking forward to that. Barry and I will be in Tampa next week as well. We'll be broadcasting on Tuesday and Wednesday morning because I believe Auburn's on Tuesday, Alabama's on Wednesday, or maybe vice versa. I know they're back-to-back days.
We're traveling down on Monday after the show.
Yeah.
And we'll be on the air on Tuesday. It's interesting. No J.G. Tate down there in Tampa?
Wait a minute.
Brian's the only one down there? I don't know how a lot of that, because, again, it's changed a whole lot, and we'll talk about it later, where, back in the day, if you wanted anything from SEC media days, you had to go get it with your Marantz cassette tape recorder and your 400-pound TV camera, and you had maybe, what did we have, John? 4 radio stations broadcast live, 6 maybe. And now, you ain't got to go down there. John and I, we could be down there for the whole week, but why? You're gonna be able to see anything, not only see everything that's going on, but you're also going to be able to hear Chris Doring and Roman Hartford and all those those guys will tell you about what's going on.
Yeah, we only need to be seen and be seen for about 2 days. That's about our max. Yeah. So we're going to get everything we need out of that. I can promise you that. Over 30 years. Well, I love how people go, a combined 60 years of experience. That's what we could say, Barry. When it comes to SEC Media Days, a combined 60-plus years of experience.
I think this will be my 30th with John, 29th or 30th with John. I think it'll be like my 37th overall. And it will be, I hesitate, but this will be John's first where during commercial breaks or during lulls from all the coverage, he's not going to be able to look over there and where's Philip? Where's Philip?
Yeah, I know it. I know it.
Yeah, Philip and Cecil.
I'm disappointed. I mean, I'm going to tough it out though. We're going to make it work. We're just going to do that. Now, Barry, I do have a question.
A question? What is it?
And believe it or not, this came up on the River Region Straw VIP text hotline, and my response was, I was thinking the exact same thing. You were talking with Brian, or you asked Brian about Auburn baseball in the Major League draft.
Yes.
And I'm hearing all these players that got drafted, and my first thought was they couldn't get out of their own super regional with all that talent. No wonder they had a shake up on the coaching staff. I mean,
yeah, that was a bad weekend. And, I love my Auburn people. And, so many of them were congratulating me for, hey, it's great to see Troy win their super regional. That's great, man. That's going to be a lot of fun for you to go to the College World Series. And it was heartfelt. And then, man, how is it? Gosh, what an experience you guys must be having at the College World Series. This is all my Auburn people and everything.
Yeah.
And then Troy, in the second game of the College World Series, Troy beats Ole Miss. And they're like, yeah, that's great. That's great that you beat Ole Miss in the tournament. Why couldn't we beat Ole Miss? That kind of a thing.
Wasn't going to bring that up, but yeah, I hear what I hear what you're saying. Dennis Mitchell-Berry is not happy that we're not spending all week in Tampa.
He says, come along. You, Barry, can stay longer than 2 days, for goodness sakes, at SEC Media Days. Dennis, I will say this, and we've been to more than most.
Yeah. We ain't
if you do
anything.
it all together, and if you do the math, 4 days at 30, that's 120. That's about, we have spent the programming equivalent of about 4 straight months at SEC Media Days.
Yeah.
And I'm just here to tell you, we are proud to do it. We are glad to do it. We see a lot of friends. We have a good time. We provide a lot of content and a lot of coverage. I'm just here to tell you, Dennis, 4 days is a
lot.
5 days, 4.5 days.
Some
that
people,
Dennis,
some people make that their summer vacation. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. There are people that go to Tampa that are in the media, and this is their summer break. Yeah. That's great. That's fine. That's awesome. If that's what they want to do, not really my cup of tea. But as Barry mentioned, we're going to get everything we need to get in the time period we're there. Actually, we'll be there Monday late afternoon. We'll see people Monday night,
right?
Late Monday afternoon, Monday night, all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday. Be back home Wednesday night, late, and ready to go on Thursday. So, we're going to see a lot of things. We're going to learn a lot of things. We're going to interview a lot of people, talk to a lot of folks. But I will tell you, I'll come clean. I just like seeing people. To me, it's kind of an annual event where you can talk to folks, friendships you've made over these 30-plus years.
Yep.
Chat with them for 5-10 minutes, maybe longer. Maybe at the end of the day, go have a pop with them, whatever it may be. It's the friendships and the relationships that have been formed over 30 years at SEC Media Days and rekindling those friendships and associations. To me, that's the biggest advantage that I get out of it personally. That's what I like about it.
To give you an idea, day one, Kentucky, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Tennessee.
No.
I don't feel like I have to be there strictly for content. Hey, we're here with Missouri punters. I mean, you guys want that? No. I don't think you do, to be honest with you. No. We have spent a lot of time there. We like to think we're an expert on what goes on over there, and I'm just thinking our time is probably better spent, other than Auburn, other than Alabama, somewhere else. So yeah, that's
we're all good. It's all going to work. So I would not sweat it, as they say. I think
now
you're going to get everything you need.
It is not true that Auburn's staying at the La Quinta. That's not happening. I don't
didn't
think they're
say
busting
that.
Down.
I did not say that.
Yeah,
but that's a good one. Whoever did, who said that?
No. That's
a good one.
So that's what.
And you're right. As Ted Nugent says, you can get in some trouble in Tampa. I've heard.
Oh heck yeah,
you can get in trouble anywhere. As a matter of fact,
the real kickoff to the season is SEC Media Days. But will Longshore and McKnight have some breaking news ahead of everybody else? It's not likely. Are there more and more websites like auburnsports.com that's not sending down their whole crew? They're just sending down one guy.
Sure.
What it is Sankey loves to say, we had 900 people, a new record or whatever, 1,000 people credentialed at SEC Media Days, which is still more than anybody else. Yeah, but a lot of them don't go anymore. And the ones that do go are the 19-year-old student podcasters at South University or something like that. I think it's peachy keen to do it. That count too, I guess. But
I guess, yeah. I mean, I'm with you. We've seen it over the years. I mean, Barry will get a nudge from me, and I'll be going, well, what's with this guy?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Can he drive
here? Yeah.
Is he old enough to? Yeah. That kind of thing.
You know what, Barry, I don't want to sound like I don't want this to come across the wrong way. There needs to be a dress code at Media Days.
Oh, brother.
An alleged credentialed media member walking around in flip-flops? I mean, really? Can you not put on a pair of shoes? Flip-flops?
But then again, you get down that slippery slope. Well, flip-flops, believe me, if you've stayed in hotels as many times as John and I have stayed in hotels, and you happen to pass by the free continental breakfast downstairs,
yeah,
lady, how about not wearing the pajamas? How about not wearing the big fluffy bunny slippers? You're in public now.
Yeah.
How about wearing, if you're going to wear something loose fitting, how about something that doesn't say juicy on the butt down there in front of everybody? I'm okay with a dress code, but how do you enforce it? Some people flip-flops. Other people, middle of July in Central Florida with rag wool sweaters. What's right? What's wrong?
I'd rather see the rag wool sweater than some flip-flops at an alleged professional environment. It's kind of like flip-flop guy at the first couple of football games in early September. What are you doing, buddy? Particularly when you run into the men's room, you got to step up on that little ledge, that trough that you have to relieve yourself in. There's some splashback. You don't need to be having flip-flops on and shorts.
Final thing before we take a break here. Final thing.
Yep.
Joe says, hey, are y'all planning on stopping by St. Pete County Jail and getting an interview with Terry on Arnold? Maybe take some cookies from Miss Terry? I think he's out. I think he's out on bond.
Is he out? Yeah, I think he is out on bail.
I mean, you know how those lawyers go.
Yeah.
When we come back, we'll begin hour number 2 of the show. We're 1 hour in already. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
All guests of Longshore McKnight appear on the City of Montgomery guest hotline. Check out the most interesting and informed personalities in sports covering Auburn, Alabama, Troy, ASU, and all the major teams from across the country. John and Barry have the best guests brought to you by the City of Montgomery. To find out everything you need to know that is going on in the capital city, check out montgomeryal.gov. That's montgomeryal.gov, the capital of dreams.
Hey, where's the beer guy? Bud Light here? You get a Bud Light? Bud Light? I'm here, Bud Light. Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light where? Bud Light here? Oh, Bud Light there. I missed that because of you. You did not miss that play because of me. Have to stop talking this way? Yeah. It's actually kind of fun. Hey, I got you, Bud Light. Oh, nice. Never mind. Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light.
What I miss?
I have no idea.
Prattville Carpet is the most trusted name in flooring in the River region. Ray Bowles and his staff have an extensive line of Mohawk stain-resistant carpeting in all the latest styles and colors. Prattville Carpet also has hardwood, vinyl, and ceramic tile for all of your flooring needs. Professionally installed at the absolute lowest prices. Take advantage of cash and carry vinyl plank at just $239 a foot. Call them today to set up your free measurement for your home, office, lake house, hunting camp, or wherever you need flooring. 285-8117. That's 285-8117, or drop by 2201 Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville for Prattville Carpet. Okay, top of the hour here, hour number 2, Longshore and McKnight on this Tuesday. So glad you're with us. As I mentioned, Travis Ryer going to join us next week. I had an engagement today, and we certainly understand that. Appreciate Travis's time each and every week.
Yep. Now, today, it's a cornucopia of events. First of all, chronologically speaking, today, it is the first World Cup semifinal in Dallas, Jerry World, 2:00 on Fox. It's France versus Spain.
Woo.
Then the 96th Midsummer Classic.
Yeah, now
the Major League Baseball All-Star Game tonight in Philly. That's at 7 on Fox. It's a big time to be Fox right now. Last night, they had a guy, Jordan Walker, for the Cardinals in the home run derby. He was like 4 down with 6 swings to go. He hits homers in his final 4 at-bats, and he wins the home run derby over Kyle Schwarber, the hometown hero. Also, so that's the All-Star game is tonight.
Was that on FS2 or FS1 last night?
No, that was on Netflix.
Ooh.
And I didn't watch any
Way
of it.
Offsides Jeff had something about that in the chat line earlier today. He was not happy about that.
I mean, the quality was okay, the graphics and the replays and the camera angles and all that were great, but the guys doing it were horrendous. He says, MLB put the Derby on Netflix. I convinced no one's hate Major League Baseball and their fans more than Major League Baseball. I agree with that. The cameras were fine. The production was fine on Netflix.
Yeah.
But who were the dudes doing it? They were trying to be funny. They were not funny. It's like they had pre-scripted lines, and
let's face it. How exciting is watching the home run derby? A guy throwing a bunch of gopher balls up there.
Yeah.
Guys yanking them out. Oh wow, that was fun. But now I'm like 23 into it, and it's not fun anymore.
I am 100% totally with you on that. The home run derby is a huge crock of nothing, but bear in mind this in the world of sports.
Yeah.
They have started arriving. They've started checking in over at some of those stupid named towns for the Open. What is it? Carnoustie.
Yeah.
And
that's this
Royal
week,
Troon or something like that. It's
St. Andrews.
The Open is coming up.
Like the Open, not
the Open.
You might have heard other people refer to something like the university. It's the same type thing.
Yes.
The fourth of the 4 majors. Yep. That's maybe Scotty Scheffler can get back in his winning ways after missing the cut last week.
It is coming up. Cannot wait. It's going to be great. Yes.
So I saw this, Barry. I think several things I wanted to get to today. This is one of them. Alex Scarborough, a really good writer at Bama 247, had a series, 21 questions. This edition is what's the ceiling and the floor for Alabama in 2026.
All right. Alex Scarborough, AL.com. Okay.
Yeah. This is at Bama 247.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Bama 247. Okay.
He had an article, toughest game, potential trap game, biggest strength, biggest weakness, on and on and on, several topics. And today was the ceiling and the floor.
Okay.
And as I was checking it out, and I thought there's a couple of lines in here that really grabbed me. I'll just read them to you. There's just so little in the way of returning production this season. ESPN's Bill Connolly ran the numbers. It had Alabama third to last in the SEC in that category.
Third to last in the SEC in returning production?
Dig deeper. And Alabama is dead last in the conference in returning production on offense.
I think Alabama might have been dead last in the conference in current production on offense last year. It's not that they're not returning a lot of people. It's that they are.
Yes. Good news or the bad news.
Yeah, exactly. That was one of John's favorites for many years. Hey, they got all these guys back. Oh, yeah, really?
So please help me here on the River Region Straw chat line. Bob, good to hear from you today. We talked about you to start off hour number one with that commitment from the offensive lineman from Ohio. I'd like to get your thoughts about that, Bob.
He says this. He says a 10-2 regular season record will be a heck of an accomplishment. The question of what the upside of this team is comes in when you think about the postseason. And that's where Alabama fans can dream a little bit about what an experienced Keelan Russell could do at quarterback, what Ryan Coleman Williams will look like if he fulfills his potential, how a balanced I'm sorry, I almost said that, got through it with a straight face. How a balanced offense might be the key to unlocking the whole thing. The defense could very well be championship caliber. If the offense overachieves, watch out.
Yeah. Barry, there's a lot of ifs and could be's in that article.
Yeah.
There again, I go back. I just, got to read that. There's just so little in the way of returning production this season. ESPN's Bill Connolly ran the numbers and had Alabama third to last in the SEC in that category.
Ooh.
Dig deeper, and Alabama is dead last in the conference in returning production on offense. I pose the question again, ladies and gentlemen. What has changed in 6 months?
So
when I've made these statements, convince me Alabama can win more than 8 games.
Okay.
How are they going to do it with that? With this lack of production? What magic wand has been waved that the offensive line's going to be incredibly better? You got 2 green quarterbacks, allegedly really good, but we've never seen them in real game action. A running game with no 1,000-yard rusher and a freshman phenom who's coming off an injury. And no alpha dog on defense. Am I taking crazy pills here? Am I the only one thinking, oh, yeah, they're going to go 10-2, 11-1? Sure. What am I missing here?
Alpha dog on defense. I kind of like I think they got maybe the 2 best safeties in the conference. Okay, so he says this. Now, does this mean I think Alabama can win a national championship? So Phillip-esque. Does this mean I think Alabama can win a national championship? I wouldn't go that far yet. But a semifinal appearance? Maybe. Okay, but, John, the title of the article is What's the Ceiling and Floor for Alabama in 2026? That's the ceiling. He says maybe a semifinal. I don't know. Got to break. Now for the question of what is the floor? If things break the exact wrong way, if Russell and Austin Mack play hot potato with the quarterback position, if the offensive line never gels, if the running game continues to underachieve, and if the defensive front seven doesn't reach its potential, then a 7-5 regular season could be in the cards. I already think, and I'm still quoting here, I already think the South Carolina game is a red flag. But what if instead of it becoming a rallying point, as I predict it will be, it's more of a sign of what's to come? Because if this team isn't mostly buttoned up by October the 10th, that's a problem. That's when a 4-game stretch of Georgia at Tennessee, Texas A&M at LSU begins, and Alabama could easily go 1-3.
You laugh at the South Carolina, but that's been a very difficult game for Alabama recently. Still can't understand what the Carolina DB was doing against Jeremy Bernard last year. But
if Alabama comes out, looks like great guns, and they knock Lenore Sellers all over the place, and they get a big win there, that could be a springboard, according to Alex Scarborough. But if they putz around and lose that game and don't have things buttoned up like they should ahead of that 4-game stretch, that South Carolina game could be a really, really good thing. But then again, it could be a sign of things to come.
Could be tough. So, there again, that was then, this is now. But I'm trying to understand what's changed in 6 months. What happened in Pasadena against Indiana? How is that not going to happen again this year? And there again, Barry, if they do fall to a South Carolina or they're trending toward a 7-5 season, you got to think if they go 7-5, there are going to be some players that have checked out. Are they going to go 7-5 with the alleged talent that they have in Tuscaloosa? You would think they wouldn't. Is it the coaching? When I read that, I just went, whoa.
I don't think they've checked out. I don't think they will have checked out. Why?
Why would they checked out last year?
Well, at the very end, at the very, very, very end, in the second half of the Indiana game.
Georgia and Indiana, they checked out.
Well, I think Georgia just beat them. If they checked out against Georgia, they certainly got their attention when they got the big deficit against Oklahoma. That showed me something. You can't just ignore the comeback against Oklahoma. I don't think they checked out against Georgia. Absolutely, they checked out in the second half against Indiana. But, why would you? They would check out because they realize that they don't have their customary birthright in the national championship game? Johnny, none of them ever been to a national championship game. What legacy, what expectation do they have?
Every day, and they see, 18, 19, how many is it up there? I don't know, I've lost track.
Oh, you've forgotten, because it's been a while. There ain't
no coaches out there.
There ain't no coaches out there going to say, I remember, when we went to win a championship, and they're like, what do you know about winning? And none of those players have ever played in a championship. So if they go 7-5, they ain't checking out because they don't know what it's like to play.
And I know you don't want to hear me say that, but you brought up the Oklahoma game in the playoff. Did they really win that, or did Oklahoma lose it? Pick sixes, turnovers.
Goodness gracious. This
throwing it out there.
This is something I'm sure. I was about to say something that could, a good performance in the opener could cure for Alabama, but more immediately, a good bowl of some Raisin Bran could cure John. They got the number 1 offensive lineman in Ohio. But is he really that good? Alabama had an epic comeback after sleepwalking through basically 5 quarters in the Georgia game and the first quarter of the Oklahoma game. They had the wherewithal and the mental toughness to come back and win it. And what do we hear? Did they win it, or did Oklahoma lose it? Come on, man.
I think you gotta throw it out all on the table.
Everything that happened last year was an absolute raving disappointment, and there's absolutely no reason why anybody should feel anything
here.
But
I'm not saying that's really what I believe. But I'm just throwing it out there. Did Alabama, some people think, hey, Alabama had a valiant comeback and won that game. Woo, good for them. Or some people think, man, Oklahoma pooped in the bed in that second half. Man, that was rough. Jeez, they did everything they could but hand it to Alabama on a silver platter.
What do they call it? The Gravedigger play? I have no idea, because that's what the name of the play is.
I think Bob from Pike Road dubbed it that.
Is it really a play worth naming when you say, hey, Jalen, try and stay upright and wait for forever and see if you can find somebody open somewhere? Yeah. Is that really a play you can sketch out? there's more heart and pluck and grit in that one play than there was in the 3 quarters of valiant gradual comeback.
Gimmick play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like Chris Davis. Yeah.
That's one of those that will live in Bama hearts forever. But the epic comeback against Oklahoma, Bama fans, you admit you were saying, okay, now we've turned the corner. Here we go. We got something for Indiana. Just you watch. And then, they got absolutely boat raced by Indiana. And they're like, well, come to think of it, Bama fans can take anything and make it worse.
Well,
we
Jay
didn't really win the game against Oklahoma either, if I'm going to be perfectly honest.
Jay is reading my mind. I mean, Barry, I could have stood back there as long as Jalen Milroe did with only 2 people rushing.
That was an absolute abomination. An absolute abomination. Rush 2, drop 9. Milroe sitting back there. He's got a sandwich in one hand, the football in the other. He kept the play alive. No, he didn't. He just stood there. You get somebody open with a blatant push off, and there's the game. All of a sudden, 2-man rush.
Push off. Oh,
that's not. That's Jay, you're dead.
Yeah, I could have. I mean, Barry seen me throw that long out route, so he's thinking, well, maybe he could have thrown that ball that far.
Yeah,
huh? Maybe.
John didn't shave for 2 days afterwards because he couldn't get the razor to his face. Let's take a timeout. Will there or will there not be a Phantom's Daily Dog? We'll find out. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range, 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information.
Hey, where's the beer guy? Bud Light here? You got a Bud Light? Bud Light? I'm here, Bud Light. Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light where? Bud Light here? Oh, Bud Light there. I missed that because of you. You did not miss that play because of me. Have to stop talking this way? Yeah. It's actually kind of fun. Hey, I got your Bud Light. Oh, nice. Never mind. Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. What'd I miss? I have no idea.
Chances are there's a pack nearby. Fortunately, the same applies to beer. Head for the mountains of Bush. The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. To avoid going in circles, make note of recognizable landmarks, like that.
What's wrong with going in circles?
Different circles, Ross.
Okay.
Head for the mountains.
All righty, welcome back in, everybody. So glad you are with us here today. It is about 18 minutes past the top of the hour. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Helps with the algorithm, they tell us, Barry. Can you define algorithm, or is that something we have to look up? I'm not sure what that means.
My only experience with that is that every once in a while, like on Facebook, where many of you are watching right now on the Yellowhammer News Facebook page, which is great. Every once in a while, I'll accidentally click on something that turns out to be an ad. One time it was a beach ad, and it was for Cutty Sark.
Scotch. Yep.
Okay. It was a beach thing, and I didn't mean to click on it. I did. And like for the next 3 days, I was worn out by Scotch ads.
Yeah.
I felt like Chuck Schick, Where did you come from, us?
Yeah.
Scotch ad? So, whatever you're watching, somehow, somewhere, somebody or something is recording your preferences. And they're saying, hey, some machine somewhere in some matrix is saying, hey, I see you like Longshore and McKnight. Let me throw some more Longshore and McKnight your way,
Sure,
or,
yeah.
hey, look at all these people. They're liking and subscribing to Longshore and McKnight. Maybe we ought to make Longshore and McKnight a little bit more visible and maybe throw some money their way or something.
About it.
That's
Yes,
the
sir.
algorithm. The more you watch it, the more it will get you things to watch of it, with it, or like it. So, yeah, that's the algorithm. Somebody out there is measuring what you're doing.
I don't know if I like this or not. I guess I do. I get in my car, crank it up, and it goes 4 minutes to Publix, 7 minutes to church.
Yeah.
It knows where I'm going, depending on the day and the time.
Yep. It's sooner or later, and it may be now. Heck, I don't know. John's going to crank up his car. Is going to get everything up there. 4 minutes to Publix, 7 minutes to church. And you're going to hear Down on Thunder Island. You won't even have to turn it to Jay Ferguson.
Man.
It'll say, John will be like.
But Barry, I want to know why Shakedown Cruise doesn't get the run that Thunder Island gets. I always thought Shakedown Cruise was a good tune from
It's
Jay
not
Ferguson.
a better tune than Thunder Island, though.
No, it's not bad, but it's never played on Yacht Rock. They always play Thunder Island. They don't play Shakedown Cruise.
See, and that way, with radio and with terrestrial radio and with satellite radio, they don't really measure necessarily. I know you got ratings and stuff, but they don't measure exactly how many people. Like right now, we can tell you how many people are watching us.
Sure.
So they can measure that. And there's something somewhere on YouTube or on Facebook or something that's measuring what you're watching and how long you're watching it. And they're saying, hey, my man Jay Rand here likes him some Longshore and McKnight. Let's make sure he gets 3 or 4 clips of Longshore and McKnight in his feed on YouTube every time he opens YouTube. Stuff like that. That's the algorithm. And that's why liking and subscribing not only helps you get more of us, and face it, who doesn't want more of us, but it also kind of moves us up the ladder. And we get to look down at some of those other so-called podcasters who haven't spent nearly as much time together and aren't as entertaining as we are, or as smart, or as good looking. And so, it's all a win-win for us. The more you like, the more you subscribe, the more you watch. Yeah,
that's exactly right. All right, Barry, tonight is the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. And I got to tell you, of all the professional sports All-Star games, this is the best.
Agreed.
I like the fact, now they've gone through phases, but I like the phase where the players actually wore their real uniforms for the teams they play for. I don't like this little aqua spray paint deal, like they make those license plates down in Panama, airbrush. That's what
you don't want airbrush stuff that, hey, this doesn't look like the National League. This looks like Robinson's Cruise Through down on Beale Parkway in Fort Walton. We don't need that.
I like the real uniforms. I think the back in the day when Kurt Gowdy and who was that? I'm looking at the guy, Barry. So who were the guys that did the NBC Game of the Week on Saturday afternoon?
Tony Kubek.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Tony Kubek.
Yeah.
Kurt Gowdy, all this kind of stuff. The thing is, and I've come clean on this, I have not watched much Major League Baseball for the same reason why so many people, it's just not as exciting anymore. Everybody is either striking out or hitting a home run. There's just not enough stuff going on. So you look at the starting lineups. Let's take the American League. These are the best players in the American League. Their starting lineup.
Okay.
Mike Trout, Yordan Alvarez, Shea Langoliers, Junior Caminero of the Rays, Bobby Witt Jr., Cody Bellinger, Ben Rice, Riley Green, Ernie Clement. Anybody? I mean, I don't get me wrong. I know who. But really, Riley Green, Shea Langoliers, I know they're having good years in the National League. C.J. Abrams, Andy Pages, Drake Baldwin. I know him because he catches for the Braves.
Yep.
Whatever happened to every year you knew you were getting Pete Rose, you knew you were getting Bobby Grich, you knew you were getting either Alan Trammell, Ozzie Smith, Gary Templeton,
Sal Bando.
You had those guys every time.
Yeah, man.
Now you got Ernie Clement.
Nah.
You got Andy Pajes. That's not enough of a draw for me. These guys are all batting about 260.
Yep.
They've all got about 20-something homers, and they've all struck out about 90 times.
Well, you know, Barry, I'm going to give you a reason to watch and to make it a little more exciting. We're going to put a little shilling or two on the game. I mean, why else would you watch this game if you didn't have a little financial interest in it?
It's the best that there is. I mean, of all the All-Star games, it's the best that there is. But baseball these days, and I'm the biggest baseball fan I know, it's just not grabbing me. This one, it's like the minor leagues. They'll pull somebody because they want to give somebody else a little bit of glory. And not going to pull, it's not because they're having a great game or they're having a terrible game. It's just, all right, you're done. Let's put somebody else in. It's not a baseball game, so to speak.
Well, Barry, I don't know Dylan Cease or Christopher Sanchez, the two pitchers that will start.
Them. Yeah.
Maybe you can help us out with the pitching tonight. I don't know a lot about those guys.
They're both good. Sanchez has been the best pitcher in the major leagues. He's been terrific. Big left-hander for the Phillies. Perfect. He's starting because it's in Philadelphia, and they're going to go nuts over him for sure.
You know, Barry, back in 1933, the first All-Star game was played at Comiskey Park in Chicago. Lefty Gomez beat Bill Hallahan in 1933. The American League won the first three, as a matter of fact. Took till 1936 for the National League to finally win an All-Star game.
National League looking for two straight weeks. The word was that it was all started by, this is top of my head, a Chicago Tribune sports writer named Arch Ward. Evidently, they had a fundraiser for a player who passed away. It might have been Christy Mathewson. I can't remember. Yeah. And basically, the first one was just a fundraiser. They weren't planning on having an all-star game every year, but that was a full house, and they raised a ton of money. And somebody said, hey, why don't we do this every year? 1933.
Ooh.
So they've had whatever it is, 96 all-star games since then. So. And Auburn has won 12 championships now.
Where they have.
Yeah.
Barry, I did not realize that the Braves hosted their first all-star game at 1972.
Well, they were supposed to host one a few years later, but Major League Baseball didn't agree with the way the state of Georgia handled their voting. So
Tug McGraw was the winning pitcher that night. Tim McGraw's father.
That's true. So somebody asked him, Tug McGraw, left-hander, he's no longer with us, but Tim is. Somebody asked Tug McGraw what he's going to do when the Phillies won the World Series in 1980. Somebody asked him what he's going to do with his World Series share. He says, I'm going to spend a lot of it on wine, women, and song. The rest I'll probably waste.
Yeah, probably so.
That was pretty good.
Atlanta hosted again in 2000 at Turner Field. Derek Jeter was the MVP of that night.
Yep.
How about that? Yeah, I think you're right. I think Atlanta was scheduled to host it again, but some politics got in the way. Go figure. But they did host it last year at Truist Park. Third All-Star game. 41,000 people showed up, Barry.
So
41,000
we've got the All-Star game tonight, and I think we're going to get an opinion on this. And then we don't have anything tomorrow, and then back at it.
Barry, the 41,000 people that were at the game last year, the smallest all-star crowd in Atlanta history of hosting the game.
Well, the place doesn't hold a ton of people. Were there empty seats? I honestly don't know.
The American League has won 48. The National League's won 45. There have been 2 ties. How do you tie in baseball?
What? These players are saying, wait a minute, you want us to play extra baseball? We ain't getting paid for this.
Wow.
They ain't doing it. That's why, I guarantee you.
The most runs ever scored in an all-star game was in 1998. 21.
Okay.
That's my kind of game, Barry. That is my kind of game. And I bring it up because the total in tonight's game is 8.5. American League against the National League. You mentioned the starting pitcher tonight for Philadelphia. He's a Philly.
Lefty,
home crowd.
Christopher Sanchez. Now, I'm not sure he's going to pitch a lot. I'm not sure everybody's going to.
Okay,
and he's going to pitch a lot, but that'll get him off to a good start. I guarantee you'll be impressed by him.
You know, Bear, if you don't pitch a lot and you bring a lot of pitchers in, you got a lot of fresh pitchers. You don't have some guy that's out there struggling and wiping his brow and taking his time and,
Well, they've got a pitch clock on him now.
So that's why I like this game to go under the total of 8.5 tonight in the Major League Baseball All-Star. I know what you're thinking. Look, man, if I'm going to watch this game, I want to see balls flying out of the park. You want to cash your ticket or you want to watch balls going out of the park? Come on. Under 8.5 in tonight's Major League Baseball All-Star game.
Somebody asks me, hey, like tomorrow when there's no baseball, there's no football, there's no basketball, does the Phantom ever issue a daily dog in the Canadian Football League, which, in case you haven't noticed, and you haven't, they are now in week 6.
Yeah.
Week 7 of the CFL season. Friday, it's the British Columbia Lions against the Edmonton Elks. The Argonauts versus the Tiger Cats. Come on.
Didn't Edmonton used to be the Eskimos?
Yeah, but you can't call them Eskimos now.
Why not?
Because that's a Native American tribe, and
please.
So they're the Elks now.
We call them the Braves. That's still okay. Chiefs, no
problem.
How
Canada is. Those.
All right, so there's your winner for tonight. No, to answer your question, we will not be doing Canadian football. You got to know the rules. And they got some funky rules in the CFL. 55-yard line, 30-yard end zones.
Yeah, you can, the wide receivers can run towards the line of scrimmage at full blast before the ball snapped. It's not. I don't like it. Yeah. So that's our Phantom Daily Dog. More to come in just a moment, including in our final half hour of the live show. It's the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com. The Destin Connection Seafood Market at 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery has the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of America. I'm talking red snapper and grouper, all sizes of Gulf shrimp, jumbo lump crab meat and crab claws, Louisiana Bay oysters, and New Bedford scallops. They are a full-service seafood market and kitchen serving po' boys, dinners, and sandwiches. Many well-known restaurants in the river region purchase their seafood from the Destin Connection because they know it's the absolute best. Call ahead and your order will be ready for pickup. The Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call 288-4272. That's 288-4272. I write stuff down as the show is progressing through our 2-hour live segment here. And, of course, you can watch it anytime, listen anytime you want to. There again, it's live from 7 to 9 weekday mornings. But there again, we lay it out there for you as soon as we wrap it up. And it's available Facebook, YouTube, X, Spotify, iTunes, you name it. We're there. Wherever you watch your podcast, listen to podcast. Run it through your Bluetooth in your vehicle. We greatly appreciate it. You mentioned something, and our man Chris from the Hertz counter at Montgomery Regional sent something, and it got me thinking about it.
boy.
Chris saying that I should be able to break off a little time today to watch some of this FIFA World Cup between Spain and France. This is a semifinal game.
Yep, the winner moves on to the World Cup final. It's one side tomorrow. It's England versus Argentina from Atlanta.
Let me see how
tonight or this after tomorrow afternoon. They're afternoon games, which I like. That and then today, this afternoon in Dallas at Jerry World, it's France and Spain.
Let me see how I should phrase this. I don't know any other way to do it. If this was such a big deal, this thing would be in prime time.
Oh,
so the vast majority of people could watch it. People have jobs. They're not watching the World Cup at 2 p.m. This is a worldwide event. It's the biggest thing on the planet. You think they're going to play the Super Bowl at, they're not going to put that into a primetime window. They kick it off at 5:30. It plays till 8:30. Not at 2 p.m.
I'd like to apologize for my co-host, obviously taking a blow to a head. There will be nothing in the world to this point this year that will be watched more than this afternoon's Spain and France.
I disagree with that. I
So
disagree.
you're thinking, it'll be, it was the Seahawks versus the Broncos. That's what the world wants. I'm talking about across this great planet we live on. If this was such a big deal, John, it's the biggest of big deals.
Yeah,
it is big, McBiggity big.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Chat line, y'all buying that? I hadn't seen one thing about soccer over here.
I'm not sure that our guys are representative of the entire world.
Wow. Woo.
I'm not sure that our guys here are, adequately represent the thoughts and feelings of people in France.
Advertisements in Spain and France and Uganda and all these other countries, are they selling it in the United States of America? That's the bulk of their audience, and their revenue is produced from people in the United States. Why not try to get the maximum amount of people watching in your home country? Why are you catering to France or Spain or Uganda or Argentina? You need to cater to your base, which is viewers in the United States and the advertisers that are trying to get these people to buy their products and services. Why would you limit when you can maximize it during a prime time window? I've never understood that.
Because I know I hate to bring this up.
Okay.
Because I know it will be poorly received. The world does not revolve around the United States.
Maybe
everybody
but
in
Fox's
France,
world does. Fox Broadcasting doesn't give a damn about what happens in France and Spain and Uganda and Argentina. They're going to be playing some Mentos commercial or some product over there. They're not going to be playing. They're not going to be running an ad for Buc-ee's.
Does anybody know what TV production they'll be taking in Uganda?
It'll be a Fox Feed. They're not going to be showing those commercials.
Does anybody know where Rupert Murdoch is from?
Time those people watch it.
He ain't from America. I want everybody across the world to know that I realize what an insane thing that John just said was. I understand.
Baseball
I do
is
not
an international game.
to this.
They're not playing the All-Star game at 2:00 this afternoon. People all over the world seem to like Major League Baseball, playing it at night.
People all over the world are nuts about the World Cup.
Here's the reason why they're not.
Nothing will draw more eyeballs in the world all year than these next 3 days of World Cup action. Nothing.
Right here in the United States. Will it draw the eyeballs? No. That's why Fox is carrying it at 2 p.m. Because they realize we're going to get a better rating for an all-star game in the United States than we would Argentina and France and Spain or whoever else is playing. That's why that game's at 2:00 this afternoon and not at 7. They realize we're going to make more money off baseball. We ain't putting soccer. Look, those people in France and Spain, knock yourself out. we'll just run it at 2:00 and we'll knock Judge Judy off the air or whoever else is on, Jerry Springer. I don't think Jerry's with us anymore. That's why they're doing it, because nobody in the States cares. They don't care. They ain't watching that.
When it's 2:00 in the United States, it is 8:00 in France.
Yeah.
It is 7:00 prime time in England. Maybe, just maybe, they are looking at a broader thing than just the United States. I mean, we're watching Judge Judy over here at 2:00. Maybe the world is a little bit more than just America. Maybe so. And
Can we take a straw poll in the last 20 minutes of live broadcasting? How many people are, hey, boss, I got to go. Going to watch the World Cup today. I'm out. Any of y'all going to do that today?
Jay says this is vastly more entertaining now that we can see the faces. This kind of thing was a staple of the morning radio show. The video makes it so much better. Yeah, that's because you can see me visibly reeling in pain at what John is saying. You would not be able to see that if we were on. I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. If the World Cup was such a big deal, why don't you? I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, I am taking crazy pills or something right here. John is saying that the World Cup must not be that much of a deal because they're playing these semifinal games at 2:00 in the United States.
That's right. And they're playing an all-star game in Major League Baseball during prime time. That tells you right there. We're going to make more money off baseball than we are some soccer match between two countries nobody cares about. It's that simple.
Are you telling me that it is more financially rewarding to carry the Major League Baseball All-Star game than the World Cup semifinals?
They're playing it at prime time.
In the United States.
It's prime time for a reason. That's a prime revenue period to make money. That's why it's called prime time. Not 2 PM when let's make a deal's on.
France has prime time.
I mean, Monty
Great
Hall.
Britain has prime time.
Jay Stewart, Carol Merrill.
Spain has prime time. It just doesn't happen to jibe or coincide with American prime time. I know I know in the world of Longshore, they all wish they were us. Everybody, every day across the world is looking to America to say, okay, what are they doing? So we know how to act.
So you think when the World Cup is wherever it is next time that they're going to show hey, U.S., we're playing over here in Saudi or Bangkok or wherever it's taking place.
And it's going to be at 1 a.m.
And your game's at 2:30 in the morning. Get ready. Huh? Wait a minute. Are they? Because they know nobody cares. They go, so what?
Nobody cares about the World Cup. Nobody cares about the World Cup to the degree that there will be more money made broadcasting the American Baseball All-Star Game than broadcasting the World Cup semifinals.
Yes.
I ask you people.
Because there again, France and Spain, they'll watch it at 2 a.m. Those people are fanatics. So, they'll watch it at 2 a.m. Why are you making it easy for them? Make it more profitable for your revenue base, which is the United States. But they know that it's a loser. We'll put the baseball game on instead. Going to make more money doing that. That's the way I see it.
I applaud John's obstinacy to where he, who cares about them? This thing isn't going to be a moneymaker. The World Cup telecasts are not going to be a moneymaker.
I didn't say it wasn't going to be a moneymaker. I say they could maximize their revenue potential by putting it on in prime time. But they're going to put the baseball game on instead.
And making the French people watch it at 2:00 in the morning.
Well, so what? I mean, they're going to watch it anyway. If you want to watch it at 2. We're an American-based company trying to make as much revenue in our country as we can. But they know they can't. Put baseball on instead.
Wasn't Fox owned by Rupert Murdoch? He's not an American.
An American company. It's just the way I see it.
I'm rarely speechless.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard some outlandish things from him before, but the World Cup, if it was a big deal, they'd be playing it in prime time. Unbelievable.
You think they're going to put the Alabama-Georgia game on at 11? No, it's on in prime time.
And the French people can just lump it. If
They're
going to
maximize their revenue potential by putting the marquee game on in prime time. They do that every week.
Will they make more money doing the Alabama-Georgia game than they will doing the World Cup?
No, I don't know about that.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to get some sort of semblance of sanity in this.
I don't know if they'll make as much money, but they're putting their marquee product on during a marquee time window. That's kind of how it works.
By any way you can measure it, the World Cup is a marquee product.
Oh, okay, I'll give you that. But it's obviously it's not a primetime product.
It is in Europe.
I'm not worried about Europe. I'm worried about the US of A.
Let's take a break. Rinse our brains out from all of that. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
This summer, Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air is on a Jurassic hunt for the oldest HVAC systems and water heaters in town. If your system is a fossil, now's your chance. Replace it between June 1st and July 31st, and you could win big. We're giving $2,500 back for the oldest HVAC systems and $1,000 back for the oldest water heater. Even if you don't win, you still score major savings on your new HVAC system, water heater, generator, and/or garage door. Don't let your systems go extinct. Call Dixie, and it's done.
All right, man, grab a Budweiser and take a knee. It is the best time of the year. It's baseball season. That means sunshine. It means behind-the-back peanut tosses. And it means sharing some cold, frosty Budweisers with your boys. Because there's nothing more American than watching America's game with America's beer. So let me ask you something. Are you ready to bring your A game? Are you ready to cheer every frozen rope down the line and amazing catch at the warning track? Are you ready for pitchers' duels and slugfests? Tell me, are you ready for the thrill of an incredible walk-off victory? I can't hear you. Are you ready for Budweiser and baseball? Then get on your feet, raise an ice-cold Bud, and let's make this season larger than life. Great times await. Grab some Bud!
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
Alrighty, welcome back in, everybody. Glad you're with us. So 13 minutes or so till the top of the hour. Man, that Budweiser can looks good.
Oh, yep, it does.
It tastes real good about right now.
I hear there's something. I'm trying to get it off. Here we go. Yeah. I hear there's a new technology that's being introduced by Natural Light. A beer cooler you can put like a lawnmower shed out in your yard. You know, and
I like that. It's a good idea.
That is a good idea. I mean, you
walk into these convenience stores, they've got the beer cave.
That's what it's kind of like.
Yeah, like a beer cave at your house. That'd be pretty cool.
You ain't got to run inside the house or anything. You can
like
sit out
that.
there.
Hey, Barry, is this a gimmick? When Notre Dame and Wisconsin play at Lambeau Field, Notre Dame's going to come out in a different uniform. Commemorating the Shamrock Series. They call it the Shamrock Series uniform.
Right.
Now, the most tradition-rich college football program in the history of the game, they're changing their uniforms. Is that a gimmick?
I'd never have been comfortable with the word gimmick. Gimmick offense, gimmick uniforms. John has a special sensitivity to gimmicks. Notre Dame commemorating the Shamrock Series.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything. Well, Notre Dame has worn stuff like that before. Doesn't bother me.
Me either. I don't get it. I mean, these hard-nosed, company line guys, no, we're not changing those uniforms. Not going to do it. No. I don't get that.
You know what
I
would do?
I don't wear the same clothes every day. I like a little variety.
Yes. Me too. And yeah, I realize the collar does look, somebody's told me that before. My collar does look like a bow tie on this shirt. But
never noticed that. Yeah, it does.
This is the year. Auburn's going to have something different on their uniform.
Oh.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it'll be all season long. It may just be one game, but this is the perfect opportunity. They have had a forgettable 5-year stretch post Malzahn, and even the last little bit of Malzahn wasn't all that memorable. They've swung and missed a couple of times. The fans continue to show up. They deserve a little something. Golesh needs to announce his presence with authority. Years from now, when you look back at, when Auburn turned the ship around beginning in 2026, and you'll look at old videos of, Dye turning it around in the early 80s and, what Tuberville did with 6 straight and all that, and you'll look at some of those video clips, fans will be able to look at that and say, hey, that was Auburn in 2026 with those orange jerseys. You remember 2026? That was Golesh's first year. That's going to be kind of the marker for it all. To announce, this is my program. This is my team. I don't care what you've been hearing about the way things run around here at Auburn, but I'm in charge, and I say we go with orange uniform.
Yeah, Barry, in this day and age, you can't surprise people. With social media and people talking, and there's going to be a leak. If you tried to, in Auburn's case, put on an orange jersey for the game against Baylor in Atlanta, you couldn't keep it a secret. So if you're going to do it, I think you come out and make an announcement. Hey, this is what it's going to look like. This is what we're doing. We're going to do some things a little bit different.
I'm not against
Take the crap for about a month. Oh, I can't believe they're doing this, blah, blah, blah.
Ain't nobody canceling their season tickets.
They're not going to do it.
Ain't nobody canceling their Tigers Unlimited Fund donations or anything.
But you'll have old crotchety people complaining about it, but you'll also have the younger people. Oh, I'm so glad you're doing this. This is great. I love it. It's fantastic. That's how I would play it out. But I think media days next week in Tampa, I don't know if you're going to – I think we always hear something that we haven't heard before. It wouldn't surprise me if Greg Sankey says something about some marketing deal with something like the Big 12 announced, it'll be a better deal than the Big 12 got. But it could be something like that, and maybe some patches on the uniforms. Is that okay? Oh, my Lord, they're putting patches on the uniforms. I don't like that. Well,
they lost their mind when they put shadows on the numbers.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel, presented by Victoryland 777 Casino, Exit 22, I-85, Shorter, Alabama, where you can be a winner too. Our first topic is no disrespect. I always have to, just because you say, hey, no disrespect, or with all due,
or hey, no offense.
Yeah, when you say no offense, that doesn't mean you can say anything after that. But man, you look fat in that outfit.
Yeah.
Conde says Yamal met. Okay, no lack of respect. The kid his name is Lamine Yamal. He's a very good player. He ain't but about 17. He's not the best player on the team, but he's one of the best players in the world. He said after Spain beat Belgium in the quarterfinals on Friday, Lamine Yamal, just a kid, said that France should fear them in their semifinal showdown, saying France should fear Spain. Now, Yamal, he is a very good player. I said he's France. They're playing France. He's from Spain. He plays in Barcelona and everything. He said France should fear Spain. Now, John, And they're a little namby-pamby in the World Cup. I do agree with that. They are.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
how dare you say we should fear them? Heck, man, we see that in college football all the time. Yeah, we got something for those guys. And you're like, oh, yeah, well, we got something for you. It's some sort of a national disrespect. Wait a minute, we should fear you? Oh, that's an international incident. Grow a pair. Come on, people.
And the last time I heard fear, it was Fear of the Thumb. Remember that one? That was Tuberville running across the field going like that.
27 years ago, 24 years ago.
Sometimes you never forget, Barry. You never forget.
And that wasn't the last time John's heard the word fear. He's heard that before several times. You can't fear the money. You can't fear taking a chance. Lay it.
Lay it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Columbus
right,
took a chance. Look what happened.
Here we go.
Spin away.
Yeah. Columbus discovered a country that should be the be-all, end-all in terms of World Cup television.
Got that right.
Lady Luck.
Lady Luck
is next. Lady Luck.
We got here.
World Series of Poker?
Nerd.
Okay. With a shirt with a cap that says "Have a Day." 22-year-old from Spokane. His name is Lucas. World Series of Poker. 2 weeks ago, 9,000 professional poker players traveled to Vegas for the World Series of Poker. Now they have only 17, and the guy in second place right now, 22-year-old named Lucas Jumalon, has already earned at least $400,000. Should he make it to the final 9, he'll be guaranteed at least $1 million. Once the number of players is whittled to 9, the tournament will be paused until August 3rd, when players compete until there is only one champion deserving of the $10 million prize.
Look for that to get a higher rating than today's World Cup match.
Wrong. Do you get to keep the money you're betting?
I mean, you know, yeah. I mean, you gotta come in.
You gotta keep them.
Certainly, the money that you've got to start the
next round. Yeah,
start the round. Yeah,
yeah.
You're buying.
So you win all of your bets
and your buy-in
and your buy-in.
Yeah,
and you get $10 million at the end if you win.
How about that?
Thing. Okay, all right.
I
couldn't tell you the first thing about poker.
Yeah, I'm not a big poker player. All right, spin away. 4 to go. Green, yellow, blue, red. It's going to land on the red, I believe.
Souvenirs.
Souvenir. Depends on what kind it is. I'm not a big souvenir guy.
Erling Haaland, he bought a raccoon from the taxidermist for $750. What did he go to, a thrift store? All right, that is not a live raccoon. That is a deceased raccoon. That raccoon has bought the farm. That raccoon has bit the dust. That raccoon is no more. Who knows? Maybe he was in somebody's trash can and was a little bit late in getting out, but he is stuffed. Erling Haaland spent $750. The best player on Norway's team, one of the best 3 players in the world, gets off the airplane with a stuffed raccoon.
It's amazing.
I like that guy.
That's amazing. I don't know if I want a raccoon. I mean, I see him running around late at night, early in the morning.
Didn't Alabama sign an offensive tackle from Norway? Olaus Alinen or something like that?
Bob, can you help us with that? Whatever happened to that guy?
It's an offensive line.
He had the white jumpsuit on. He had blonde hair and that white jumpsuit on.
That's him. That's him.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get back
3
at
to
it.
go. He was a sleeper, maybe. Maybe that's who he pops up next on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel.
Slamma Jamma. Is this the old Houston Cougars team? No, Caleb Wilson. Wild above the rim poster. This is the summer league for the Caleb Wilson is quite the player. All right, at the top, trying to break him down. Here he goes.
Ooh, man. He landed right on his rear end, too. Might have a bruise.
I thought, what about this best dunk of the... It wasn't not. I've seen better.
I'm hearing LeBaron Fallon's having a good summer league, Barry.
I am too. He'll be a good player. He'll average 18, 20 points a game. He'll play in the NBA for a long time.
Yeah.
I like Fallon's chances.
Good stuff.
Okay. So there we go.
All right, 2 to go. Let's see what we got. Victoryland 777 topic wheel. Victoryland, where you can be a winner or 2, open 24/7, 365, exit 22 off of I-85 in Shorter, Alabama.
Yep.
Blue and red. It's going to land on...
Oh, it's got to be sleepers.
Sleepers.
Missouri? South Carolina. Oh, yeah, the
Sam
Open.
Burns.
It's been a year of surprise winners at majors. Sam Burns at the British Open.
Yeah.
You got to figure out, what kind of course it is. Burns at 50-1.
Okay.
Been a little while. Alex Fitzpatrick. I got him mixed up with Matt Fitzpatrick. I was about to say that, but it points out that Matt is getting a ton of buzz, but Alex has been nothing short of fantastic.
He's pretty good. I'm waiting to see Range Pros Open picks before I make my final decision. I want to see where he's leaning. He's pretty good in picking golf.
I like
winners.
Johnny Kiefer, but give me Michael Thorbjornson or Hideki Matsuyama. What's happened with Matsuyama? Has he fallen off the has he been okay?
He's steady.
Ever since Augusta
steady.
National?
He'll be okay. Sam Burns not related to Montgomery Burns.
No. Or Greg Byrne.
That's true.
So there you go. I like those. That's coming up now.
That is. All right, one to go.
Playing in a pasture. All right, one
last one.
Yes.
On our Tuesday edition of the Victoryland 777 topic wheel. It's the blue panel. It normally is.
Maybe
taking a dip.
Maybe this is about Copenhagen.
Bear going in a swimming pool.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, near Wetumpka? Man,
bear, allegedly there was a bear. Yeah, my wife said something to me about this. I said, "There's no bears around here."
Is that Brent Vincent's house from Phoenix Physical Therapy? The bear going down Wetumpka. My buddy Gavin Baxley, Bear Woods.
Yeah,
is the football coach at Wetumpka. One of my favorite guys. Played at Troy.
This bear was hot.
No kidding.
This bear said, "I'm getting in the pool."
I know there are bears in Wetumpka. Wetumpka ain't exactly the beaten path.
Yeah.
Love Wetumpka, but man, that bear says, Mama, I'm going for it. I ain't staying out here in the forest. It's hot, man.
This is nice.
Swimming pool
bear,
right
after the bear gets in the pool, you got to drain the pool. I mean, you got to think the bear maybe, I don't know.
Ticks, fleas.
Yeah, maybe,
dirt,
peed in the pool like little kids do. But
I guarantee you that. We went swimming with the grandkids this weekend. And believe me, I wouldn't have let them get in the pool after the bear was in there. No. Preston said the bear was near.
I did hear that.
Bear was near Forest Hills Elementary the other day.
Bear, I was playing golf, and I wanted to give a little praise here at Lagoon Park recently, city-owned golf facility. I was amazed in the great shape that it was in for a municipal public course. Really a fun afternoon with some folks. There are signs on a couple of the holes on the backside near the swampy areas.
Right.
Beware of alligators. I did not know they had alligators at Lagoon Park.
Man, growing up where I did and all that kind of stuff, that was a thing. Now, there is no better man-made habitat for an alligator than a golf course.
Yeah.
You got water, you got short grass, so they don't have to plow through everything. That is perfect. For an alligator. If I'm an alligator, I'm headed to the golf course and I'm daring somebody to throw me
And
off.
as I looked at the little swampy area, I went, yeah, this kind of looks like an alligator habitat. Just didn't realize it was so close to the city limits.
I've actually been at, what's the name of that? Anyway, I've actually been at a course in the river region area and seen an alligator there.
Yes.
Wasn't a big one. It was about as big as your computer screen, but it was there. So
as big as I need to see. Hey, Theotis, guess what? Josh Harris, the Moneyline Magician, scheduled to be with us tomorrow, as will our man CJ Duncan from Yellowhammer News.
Yep.
And he will join us as well tomorrow. So should be a good day on Wednesday.
Yes. Let's take our leave here. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.